In Matthew 7:13, Yeshua says that all who enter the kingdom must enter in by the narrow gate, meaning there is but one way into God's kingdom. That means that Jew and Gentile must enter in the same way. My goal is to reveal to you that Saul is not leading you in that way. Instead, he has convinced you that you can get in another way. But there is no other way. So he is leading you towards destruction. And you have to turn around if you don't want that to be your end. In this series, I seek to show Saul infiltrated the apostles, gained their trust, and then turned on them. This is the subject matter of 1st, 2nd, and 3rd John. And Saul is the Antichrist he is referring to. These epistles, along with the Gospels, are a response to Saul's false teachings. And they refute the false version of Yeshua that he uses to intentionally lead people astray. So you are not just collateral damage in the war between the true apostles and the false who just happened to get it wrong. You are the target of the thief who came for the sole purpose of stealing from, then killing and destroying you. Now, I understand that this is already a hard pill to swallow. And on top of that, I do not pull punches on this subject since so many souls hang in the balance. So I am fairly confident that at some point in this journey, you will get mad and turn off the video. If this happens, my humble request is that once you have cooled off, you think logically and scripturally about what I have said. Write down your evidence for why I am wrong and continue watching in this manner until you have finished the entire Dear Christianity playlist. If by the end of the series your evidence is unaddressed, or you are still convinced that I am wrong, comment your findings on the last video. Or if you have any other questions or concerns, comment them there and I will address them. Now, if you have already taken the first step out of Christianity by turning to Torah, you know how hard you had to strive to realize that you are supposed to be keeping God's law. And even if you grew up in Torah, Saul's teachings may have been rationalized by saying they do not go against Torah, although you probably have questioned it and maybe even still feel something is off about him. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say the reasons for attempting this reconciliation are: 1, Saul is one of the reasons that Yahuwah is so well known throughout the earth. 2, a lack of understanding of why God would allow Saul's writings to be in the Bible if they were false doctrines. And 3, 2 Peter. I will be exploring each of these in this series. And hopefully by the end of the Dear Messianics playlist, you will see that Saul did in fact preach against God's law, and that anything you are retaining from the error that he taught is partially distorting your view of the truth that Scripture teaches. I ask that you also jot down any concerns you have and comment them on the last video in the playlist so we can discuss them. Because you can only serve one king, which is why it is so important that you come completely out of Christianity into truth.